Alright guys, so in today's video, I want to share with you this setup that I have been taking on DAX recently. For this entire year, really, it presents itself quite a lot. And honestly, it has been fucking cooking, okay? This trade that I'm going to show you and I'm going to break down for you got me over $10,000 in payouts from prop firms on my funded accounts. And fun fact about this trade, it should have actually been $15,000 in total that I made, because I'm doing a live account flip series where I deposit $1,000 into a live account and try and flip it to 10 bands. And when this trade came up, it was such a good setup. I full ported, put the entire $1,000 on this one trade. I literally got taken out by a pip before it ripped, and I would have made 5 bands from that trade. So a bit annoying, but we still managed to secure it on the funded accounts. Now, before we dive in, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video. I'm just rage baiting. There's no fucking sponsor. I was just going to tell you guys that if you want to join the Telegram down below, it's behind the scenes. I'm going to put my trade ideas and everything like that for this live account series where I'm flipping it $1,000 to $10,000. You can go and check that out down below. It's free. I'm not trying to tell you anything. Like, there's no fucking upsell or anything like that. So yeah, I'll see you guys inside. Okay, guys, so this is the trade that I took. As you can see, absolutely beautiful position, ripped to a 3.5 RR. It actually ripped even further, as we can see. But yeah, so this setup, like I said, it's been happening literally time and time again on German 30. Okay. So after you watch this video, I really recommend like go on the charts, take a look, back test it, and you will see that this shit cooks. Like literally, this shit will make you money. Okay, so firstly, let's start off on the daily time frame. So what we're really looking for on the daily time frame on German 30 is we are looking for, firstly, we want to see a very impulsive move to the upside, so very impulsive candles. And then usually what happens on German 30 after we have a very, very impulsive move is we'll usually see some signs of indecision within the market. It will start correcting itself. And as we can see, that's what's happened right here. So we broke out from this consolidation. I actually called this trade on the way up as well. But then after that, we started seeing some indecision within the market, a slight little retracement. So that's the first thing you want to look for, very impulsive move, and then a slight retracement or signs of indecision within the market. Now, once you've seen this on a daily, what you're going to go ahead and do is go over to the hourly time frame. Now, on the hourly time frame, it's actually really, really simple. Okay. So what we want to look for is we want to look for the highest point of this very impulsive move. Okay. The highest point of where price was before it started rejecting. And as we can see, that is this right here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just take this little line, this little trend line, okay? I'm going to draw it along the top, just like this, okay? Now, of course, when you open up the charts, you might see something, you're going to see something more like this, right? And that's fine. All you're going to do is you're still going to draw this trend line, okay? Including the wicks, just like that, okay? And then just let price play out. And as you can see, you have to play it out. It will usually respect this trend line very, very heavily. Now, ideally, what we want to see is we want to see almost like a base to price. Okay. We basically want to see that price is holding a certain level. And the reason that we want to see that is because it shows that we are not going to break out bearish. In fact, we are just holding this level before we break out bullish. So you almost imagine it like a floor to price. Okay. So this is a support level. Okay. As you can see, it's clearly holding this level every single time price taps into it. With this exception, which I think was news, it is in fact holding this level. Okay. And all you can almost imagine like price is basically getting squeezed, okay, to the point where it needs to break out. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to play price forward on the hourly time frame, okay? We're going to stay on the hourly until we see that price is coming up to our trend line, okay? And then once we see that price is coming up to our trend line, then what we do is we hop over to the 15-minute time frame. Now, what we're looking for on the 15-minute time frame is for price to have a clear, very impulsive break from this trend line. So let's wait and see when that happens. You can see we respected this trend line and now we've retested and come all the way back up. So let's wait and see. And there we go. So we can see that out of all of these candles, right, this is a very, very clear break from this trend line. Now, once you've seen the break on the trend line, what you actually want to do is you can do this on the 15-minute, but for extra precision, just go onto the hourly time frame. And then what you want to do is you want to mark out a level. So from market structure, specifically the structure of when the origin of when price tapped into this trend line and broke out. So in this case, we can see that this is clearly our structure here. Okay. Now, like I said, you can just mark that out on the 15-minute, but for extra precision, go ahead and mark it out on the hourly time frame. Now, on the 15-minute, you can actually just stay on the 15-minute. You don't need to go into any lower time frames, not that I have found. If you go into the lower time frames, actually, I've seen that you can more get faked out. So yeah. Now, what we're actually looking for once this is happening is we're looking for a nice break and retest continuation move. Okay. So we're looking for price to come and tap into this level. Okay. Respect it. And then we're looking for it to have a change of character. So a candle closure from the point of where it broke out. So let's go ahead and see what happens. So we have a indecision candle printing here, which is a very good sign. Here we can see that clearly there was more buying volume and then suddenly we're slowing down with an indecision candle, which shows us that most likely we're about to come back down and retest. So let's see if that happens. And as we can see right here, we are in fact coming in for the retest. Now, it's very important to notice that it's not always perfectly going to tap your line, right? Sometimes it might be a little bit above, but if we look at the actual candles on the 15-minute, we can see that price tapped into this body right here and rejected. So that is enough for us to consider this as a retest. Now what we want to do is we want to wait for a candle to come and close above this point of structure. Okay, so let's wait and see what happens. And there we go. We can now see that we have had a very, very clear candle closure, a change of character from the structure, okay, which is a very, very good sign. So now what we can do is we're now looking to enter this position. So you can go ahead and if you want to be aggressive, okay, you can go ahead and put your stop loss just underneath this key level right here and then extend it to, I recommend you extend it to a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3. In this case, I did it to a 1 to 2 and then I extended my take profit. And as you can see, let's take a look at how this played out. Very, very impulsive. And we hit TP1 without any drawdown. Okay. Now, once I saw that price was being this impulsive, I actually ended up extending my take profit to around about a 1 to 3.5. And we can see that it was messing about for a little bit. And I actually held overnight, which, to be honest with you, I don't actually recommend that you do, but I was just very, very confident about this trade. And we can see that it eventually ended up hitting my TP. So I had already held overnight. I had already secured some money. So I decided to go ahead and close this position. But, you could have closed, at a 1 to 2 without having to hold overnight. I was just very, very, very confident. So the annoying thing is that I was an impatient, greedy little prick. And basically, I did exactly what you guys shouldn't do on my live account. So this was my entry that I caught on the fundeds. Okay. I'll show you the payouts and everything. But yeah, I got a little bit too aggressive. And this was my entry on something like this was my entry on my live account. So I did not wait for the break. I mean, I did not wait for the retest. I did not wait for the change of character. And it came and took me out by like literally a couple pips, which is very annoying because that would have been a great way to start the live account flip series. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, honestly, this, like, genuinely, take a look at this, study it, okay, and you will see that this happens time and time again on DAX, you know, and this shit ripped all the way. I mean, if you had the balls to hold it, you would have got like a 1 to 6, you know, and literally zero fucking drawdown. So yeah, just to summarize, what we're looking for is on the daily, we're looking for a very, very clear trend. Then we are looking for price to correct itself, some kind of indecision or a slight retracement. On the hourly, what we are looking for, we're looking for the point of where price started retracing. We're marking out this trend line. Price will then respect this trend line. Then what we are looking for is ideally price respecting some kind of support level. And then once price breaks out, we are looking for a break and retest from the point of where it broke out on the 15-minute time frame, and then we enter. And genuinely, it's that simple. So here are the payouts. As you can see with Equity Edge, this is actually my biggest payout with them ever. Um, I've actually been stacking consistent fucking payouts from a little 50K account I've had for a minute. But yeah, this is my biggest ever payout with them, $6,221. It was 7K, but then obviously after the profit split and everything. Shout out to Equity Edge, payout landed, no problem, 48 hours, highly recommend. And then here we can see that I got paid out by Alpha Capital Group. Once again, that's after the profit split. And then I also took this on a Blue Guardian account, which, as you can see, $1,000 as well. So technically, the actual profit was more like $8,500, but that was after profit split and everything. So yeah, and I was a greedy fucker, so I got stopped out on my live account. Yeah, I've been trading with Equity Edge for a minute, guys. I genuinely really, really recommend them. They've got the cheapest challenges in the space, always running insane offers. Like right now, they're running a 50% discount, which means you can get 100K for literally like $270. And you get a 120% refund when you pass, which is just crazy. But yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd shout them out. But yeah, let me know what you think about these kind of videos. I'll be back to doing the vlogs very, very soon. The leg is almost healed. And join the Telly link down below to see the behind the scenes of this live account series. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing my trades and shit. I don't recommend you trade like me because I'm going to be trading like a fucking degenerate to try and flip it to 10 bands. But if you want to follow along with like a smaller amount of capital, then you can. See you guys in the next one. Bye.